Welcome everybody to town board meeting tonight. I'll ask Councilman Larkin to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Our meeting tonight is held in conjunction with Governor Cuomo's Executive Order 202.1, Article 7 of the Public Officers Law. First item of business tonight is to approve the minutes of the June 10th meeting. Somebody want to make that a motion? Motion by Councilman Larkin. Do we have a second? Second by Councilman Alexander. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, town clerk's report.
Okay. Marriage licenses of $92.50. Total copies and taxes of $12.50. Certified copies, $60. Landfill and punch cards, $18,586. Transient merchant license, $125. Dog licensing, $364. Building permits, $178.50. Septic permits, $35. Bringing total local shares remitted of $19,453.50.
Okay. Supervisor's report for the month of June. Total monies on hand, $2,505,512.76. Assessor's report.
Assessor report July, in accordance with the New York State Real Property Tax Laws, the final rolls for 2020 have been completed and were made available to the public on July 1st. An ad declaring some of the posts was posted in the local newspaper, Post-Star, on July 1st. Notices have also been placed on both town clerks and the assessor's bulletin boards in the town hall. 2020 final rolls can be viewed in the town's or Warren County websites. They may also be viewed in the town clerk's and assessor's office during regular business hours. The month of July is the start of the assessment cycle. The upcoming year, 2021, submitted.
Justice.
Just a report for June. Judge Fisk heard 22 cases, up to fines of $1,748, fees, no fees, surcharges of $728. Judge Winslow heard 39 cases, up to fines of $2,200, fees of $274, and surcharges of $996. Total new cases in June were 68. Total dollars received in June, $5,951, and town share was 0 for 4 months.
Yes, Justice Court reopened today for the first time since March. So we're glad to see that they're functioning. We have no dog patrol officer report. Planning.
Planning, there were 2 septic and 11 land use development permits issued in the month of June. The planning board nor the zoning board will be conducting a meeting this month due to the lack of applications.
Enforcement. Enforcement for June 2020 investigated a sewage complaint at 2 Stacy Street, unfounded. Sent out 43 notices for grass and brush over height. Replied to the owner of 31 Milton Avenue regarding a letter sent. Replied to short-term rental owners regarding the COVID-19. Sent them the information posted on the Warren County website. Inspected septic system on Henry Street. Sent a violation notice to 7 Oak Street for running a junkyard. Investigating complaint of burning at 21, 28, 29 Harkin Avenues and Swan Streets. Apartments, recreational fires which are allowed were what was being used, no garbage was being burned. Visit 11 First Avenue at the request of the owner. Notify the owner of 3836 Main Street about overflowing dumpsters. Researched information on 87 Lake Avenue for prospective buyer's attorney. Inspected the septic install at 140 Library Avenue. Sent warning notice to owner of 6 Smith Street, open bags of garbage and stone wall and disrepair. Warning notice sent to 91 Library Avenue, chair on the property. Site visited Family Dollar Subway about dumpsters, also mailed Family Dollar about additional dumpsters and more pickups. And that's another complaint I got today about the dumpsters behind Family Dollar and Subway. They don't feel that there's enough dumpsters in that area. 24 Elm Street notice for fence with no permit. Investigated 20 Ridge Street for odors. Building is secure. Sanitize all services and code enforcement planning. rear areas of the building, concern caller, the law, on legal fireworks such as those sold by at various locations. That's from Jim Hall. Highway.
Highway, we've been busy most of the month mowing all of our roads in town. We have hauled material to Pucker Street and done a lot of ditch work to keep the road from washing out. We've blocked out on Hudson Street from a water break that the water department dug up. We repaired a catch basin on Smith Stand, have paved a new ditch line on Karen Street. Continue to brush out Pucker Street and have swept throughout the town with a lot of debris left behind from the heavy rains.
Okay, economic development, Rich?
With regard to economic development, we continue to get out and speak to our local business people that are open as well as those that are waiting to open. And we are fortunate that some of the folks that didn't think they were going to get back on board have been able to do so. And it's a struggle for people throughout America. And we're fortunate here in Warrensburg that we've actually got some new businesses that are opening up on our lower Main Street. And we're very happy to have them there. Thank you.
Okay, landfill.
Landfill, as you can see, the bottom line, we're still 16,000 in the red, but we're gaining because we're still paying off the scales. They're definitely making money every month now that spring is here and people are using landfill. Before we know it, that balance, the negative balance will be gone very soon.
Historian. Somebody want to pick up the historian?
There's a visitor's inquiry, less stated, all inquiries responsive and done by email. Sent John Gilroy information on the email. It's first question in May, 28 pages. He later called and asked how to get in touch with Sarah Farrar as they related. I called Sarah and got permission to give him a telephone number. They have been in contact. Lenny Warren came to look for information on Sanford Street Playground in 1985. They will show her newspaper articles and a notebook with plans and photos. Obituaries: George Aubrey, Merle Coleman, Jeffrey Clark Power, and Pat Wassel. Made some projects, Warrensburg Historical Society meeting online, town board meeting watched. And in 1909 to 1910, the Warrensburg News printed biographies of important and only about them a notebook that was compiled by Army Gurney and it related into the information ancestry and filing the articles. June 10th, I left early because the air conditioner was not working. By 3 o'clock, it was 84 degrees in the office. Hotter than always. Received an envelope, lots of great info from Tony Hall with George Miller. Includes some articles that were in publication written by students, titled John from New York. The articles below, other than written by Patricia Jordan, President John Furman Yorker, William Demarest, Daniel D., Nancy Ostrander, Larissa Flynn. Few interest stories, boys, years ago, Warrensburg had 2 games. There are up street games and down street games. You came along about Star Avenue, you could get a little scraps. They used to snowball each other. Down street, they had baseball teams called the Warren House Champs. They were very popular. Down street were Pete's Service Station. Young's and Potter are, there used to be a place where they could practice football, and in winter it was used for skating. There you go. There's also a letter from William G. Hayes, written in 1954, and I was in the process of describing for the WHS Quarterly. It was written in the Warrensburg News, starts out 75 years ago. I was born in the year 1879. I'd like to differ with some of the statements made in your papers in the last few weeks. The great history of the town. Office hour 21 and a half, museum hour 14, and your perfect pass program for Steve. Pass perfect program for Steve. We'll be improving on going to the museum, which we found on the internet to see Steve's report. That's by Sandy Parisi.
Okay, museum.
The decision has been made to open the museum to the public today. They opened. The schedule has been reduced to 1 2-hour session on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Masks will be required for all visitors and greeters. Visitors will be encouraged to maintain distance between visiting parties and follow designated paths throughout the museum. The restroom will not be available to readers. All visitors will be required to sign and register, including contact information. Thank you, Kevin, for supplying masks and signage. We received 2 gallons of hand sanitizer from the Lake George Chamber of Commerce, which has been redistributed into smaller dispensers. The museum received a thorough cleaning by volunteers. This was long overdue, so the difference is noticeable. I'm glad because I was one of them that was cleaning. To reduce human contact with exhibits, the old WCS intercom with all its push buttons has been covered. The dollhouse is in storage, and the toy train table for kids has been repurposed as a visual exhibit with photos of mills and other buildings appropriately placed along the river. Loose leaf information books such as the architecture exhibit, Civil War enlistees, and fire company history have been removed. During the month of June, there were 88 individual searches on PastPerfect online. Jennifer Casablanca, elementary school librarian, sent her appreciation for this service, which students and parents have used to research family members. We continue to add information from our database. I need to call your attention to an error in our recently mailed summer quarterly, stating the web address of the online service. It should read WHS12885 PastPerfectOne.com, not the absence of www. That quarterly includes an article about pruning pines, which some of you may recall. It was written by a 93-year-old daughter of one of the owners. A sequel will appear in the next issue as well. Respectfully submit, Steve Friesen.
And on behalf of the town, I'd like to thank the Historical Society for extending, I think, every businesses and every member's membership throughout the year until summer 2021. So that was a nice gesture on part of Historical Society. Parks and Rec.
We have been really busy working at the beach, getting ready to open after logging the trees by the beach. All the brush was removed and wood chips were put down to control erosion, and the footpath has been replaced. The beach and rec field have been set up with sanitizing stations, and signs for social distancing have been placed at the parks, beach, and rec field. As always, this time of the year, we're constantly mowing, weeding, weed whacking at the parks and other town properties.
I guess we go to sewer.
Sewer report, sludge and duckweed, a daily routine at the plant this time of year. Last month we pumped 76,454 gallons of sludge, removing duckweed every chance we get. Been having problems with diffusers constantly floating into the surface. Richard Asante, a technician from Parks and Company, visited the plant on June 30th, helped determine the problem. A lot of rags had been built up on them as they were in the sludge bed. Said we will not be able to stop them from floating until we remove the sludge and rags from the system. Searwood Engineering has been working on a new screening system for the plant that will keep rags out of the lagoons, as well as having the company come in to remove the sludge from the lagoons. The plant is fairly healthy right now. We're well within the permitted levels for treating the water. As long as we can move forward with these projects and improvements, the plant should be able to operate well for a long time. Water report. This month we reinstalled meters and turned on 5 water services. Went on 2 low pressure calls and had to do with homeowners' pressure regulators. We also went on calls for a squealing meter, which was related to low pressure and related to a low pressure and a bad pressure regulator. We had a water service line break to the bandstand. It was repaired. We had all old service line break, water building on Library Avenue. This is also repaired. 621. We lost power to the whole town. Generators and equipment was checked and Derek hand-checked by myself. Everything worked perfectly. Sprinkler restriction was instituted due to the high demand of the low water table. There has 2-hour limits to sprinkling. Meters have been read for the quarter. Lead and copper sampling has begun for the year. Respectful, Tracy Rowan.
Youth.
14 team counselors were interviewed and hired in June to work at the summer recreation program. All completed CPR recently. The program began Monday, July 6th. It runs 9 to noon, Monday through Thursday for 6 weeks. Mike Perone is the director. 22 children ages 8 to 12 pre-registered and attended the first day. The program is following state guidelines for summer day camps. daily attendance, small-sized groups for activities, and counselors required to wear face coverings. The town is glad that parents feel comfortable about their children attending and hope more will join in soon.
Okay. Communications, I received a phone message about crosswalks on Main Street in the vicinity of the post office and Bill's Restaurant. I sent a letter out to DOT requesting that traffic look into these locations, along with a crosswalk on Richards Avenue across from the health center. Thank you letter was sent from the Census Bureau for being able to use the town hall for training sessions. The next training session is scheduled for July, we have many of them, July 14th, July 31st, August 3rd, August 4th, and August 14th. And I would suggest anybody who wants to earn some extra money, I think the rate is upwards around $20 an hour. They should come and sign up for one of these training sessions to do the census collect the census for the count. Linda Baker Marcel has resigned from the planning board. Received that in an email. We'll have to, I think we have an alternate, so we'll have to look for new alternates. I think we'll check into that. Unfinished business, again, a date for the planning and zoning. We really need to do that in person. If not, we could try to do something in a different venue, but I think it's better if we sit down and set our goals or what we want to try to accomplish. And Brian, if you don't mind taking the lead, just give us a mini mission statement of where we want to go forward with it. And that would help so we can at least get going on it.
Very good.
Because I don't know when we're going to be able to meet in person.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the only way to do this, my own opinion. Okay, so if you will do that. Select Communications has decided they do not need to they don't want to work with the town for an easement, although they are moving ahead with their service to the town of Thurman. So good for the town of Thurman. We just won't be doing any business with them on 14. So we'll have to continue to work to try to get the balance of Warrensburg covered. I need a resolution request for a waiver of 30-day waiting period for a liquor license for Tommy Gun Pizzeria, which is moving next door to the current location. The new location will be 3745 Main Street. So somebody want to make a motion? Motion by John, a second by Brian to approve waiver of 30-day waiting period for a liquor license for Tommy Guns Pizzeria. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Resolution request to advertise for bids to the new effluent fine screen for the Warrensburg wastewater treatment plant. Bid opening would be held August 12th at 7 p.m. This would help remove rags and other such debris that does not degrade from the aerated lagoons. And this is exactly what Chip was mentioning in his report this past month. We're having a lot of problems with the non-disposable things that don't disintegrate. What they do is they pitch in, and they really sometimes affect the operation of the aeration system. So I need a motion. Cedarwood has prepared the specifications. All we need to do is put it out for bid. Somebody want to, Brian, make a motion? Second by Donnie. Any questions or discussions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Received a payment notice of $23,107.11, which will be made to the town for the severe storm, straight line winds, and flooding declared on December 19, 2019. The New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services has processed the payment. Thank you to Highway Superintendent Ed Pennant and Bookkeeper Patty Monahan for their efforts in obtaining these funds. Corey Olet, Warrensburg EMS Operations Manager, has inquired about obtaining a portion of the highway property on King Street for a building. I'm still waiting to hear the details of the project, so we'll have more on that in the future. Permission to send the town clerks a training session in Albany in August. There are funds available in their budget. Somebody make a motion? Motion by Donnie, second by Rich. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Resolution request to approve development area pursuant to town law, section 280A, section 4 at 13 Loose Lane. Approve open development. Now, this is a landlocked piece of land owned by the Labarges, and they want to give the piece of land to their daughter to move a mobile home on. We've been through it with the town attorneys and the LaBerge attorneys, and all we need is that this request allow them to do that. Somebody make a motion by Brian, and a second by Donnie. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, the band concerts. The band concerts have started up. We're doing it at the Recreation Field Pavilion. Last week was very popular. We had a good crowd. We just asked the people who attend, please try to social distance, wear masks if they can. Tonight we're on our second concert, which started at 7 o'clock, and we'll keep them up throughout the summer. I just ask that people work with us. Tonight it's Vintage Country. Next week will be Warren County Ramblers with Howdy of It. Marty Wendell, I believe, returns on the 22nd of July. Roxy and the Road Kings will be here on the 29th. And on August 5th, it'll be Handpicked Band, a very popular band, been around for a long time. August 12th, Lonnie Rump from over in the Hadley, Luzerne area will be here with the Stone Mountain Band. Grit and Whiskey will be here on the 19th. And Larry Lee here will be here on the 26th of August. And on September 2nd, Bernie Clifton will be here with the On 3 Band. So we moved them from the bandstand down to the pavilion. It seems to be going okay. There's certainly a lot more room down there to social distance. We will listen to, hopefully everybody works with us, and these concerts will remain a success. Have 3 budget modifications tonight. I'd like to explain those if I can. Budget modifications are being made in the general fund to the beach contractual account. We actually took in $4,113 on the tree cutting up there. We're moving into the .4 account of beach contractual. In the highway fund, we took in the $23,107.11 for the FEMA grant. We're going to put that in the street maintenance contractual. That's the DA account, 5110.400. And last but not least, we're taking $148,000 in the sewer district from SS 599, which is the appropriate fund balance account, to pay off a ban in the amount of $148,000. And this will pay completely for the addition we did last year at the wastewater treatment plant for the new air compressors. So somebody want to make a motion to approve the budget modification? Motion by John. Second by Brian to approve the budget modification. Any discussions? All those in favor? Aye. We have one budget transfer tonight. We're transferring $5,000 out of contingent into, that's A 1990.4. And then we're transferring into A 1620.4. And that's $5,000 to help increase the building contractual. And the reason for this is because when we took down the property at 40, on our River Street property down there, we were hoping to sell that piece of property by now, and that money would go back in to pay the contractual expense in the buildings. But we haven't done that yet, so we'll continue to dip into the contract or to our contingency fund until we sell that property. So that's a one budget transfer of $5,000. So I have a motion. Motion by Rich, a second by John to do a budget transfer, $5,000. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. And John talked about the sprinkling regulations. That's really a safeguard. We try to do that before we run behind the 8 ball and run low on water and have to put in more severe restrictions. A motion to pay warrant number 7 in the amount of $280,299.73. So motion by John, second by Brian to pay the warrant in the amount of $280,299.73. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, town board discussions. Rich, any more discussion?
You know, I think it's extremely important that we all try to get out and shop locally and support the businesses in town, support your neighbors, try to help people and be the community we are. And especially get out and support the people that are trying to run a business in our community. Thank you.
Brian?
It wasn't in the report, but I know Eddie's getting a little overwhelmed with the brush. Did he talk to you about it, with all the projects that got going on, and maybe he wanted to take a break from the brush?
Right, I think what he wanted maybe to say that we won't be able to go out weekly and collect brush anymore because they have because of the COVID, we lost about 3 months worth of normal work. So right now, I'll ask that the public work with us on this. If you have brush, you need to be picked up, please call the town hall or call the highway department, let them know. But it won't be simultaneously that they'll get there to pick it up. They have a lot of other work to do, so please, I would ask that you call first to see if we do have the time to pick it up and try to work with us on that. We just can't do the every week brush pickup, and they're on 4 10-hour shifts now for the summer. So please work with us. That's a good point, Brian. Thank you. Johnny?
I'm just happy to see some of the town children out enjoying
Yes.
themselves at the rec field.
John?
Just glad that we were able to accelerate the beach program and get it opened, and it's phase 1 turned out great. It's really gonna be something when it's all said and done, let the sunshine in, and the swimmers are liking the movements, and it's gonna be nice when it's all said and done.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'd just like to tell the public, if you have an issue with anything in town, call our office, 9511. We're here every day, Monday through Friday. I know the project at the beach looked a little rough. It looks rough now because we were delayed in getting to the point where we could start the project when we wanted to. We haven't been able to grind up the pile of brush up there because the contractor we use his machine is broke down, but as soon as it's back running again, the tub grinder will be up there and we'll make mulch out of all that pile, and we probably will have to close the beach for a day to accomplish that. I will try to get the renderings back out, get more pictures. If you have a question about what it's gonna look like in the future, if we can find that 1957 Chevy, is it, Brian?
Yeah.
If we can find a 1957 Chevy that we can put up there, parking lot, we will.
Who's serving?
But, I believe that the beach will look much better when we're finished with it. And I'm happy with all the town employees, and I'm happy with the work that the lifeguard, the recreation people are doing. I'm happy tonight that the new secretary, Deanna Oliver, is here running the YouTube program for us. So if you got any complaints, call her. And then Pam is here as the town clerk. So I appreciate this. Our room is pretty sparse tonight with our social distancing. I hope you understand that we'll continue to do that. It's for the safety of the public, but we are here every day and we do return our phone calls. So please call us in and please make out your census information because it's very important for the town, for the county, and for the state that everybody be counted up here. So if nobody else has anything else to offer, I'll ask a motion to adjourn. Motion by adjourned by John Alexander, second by Donnie. We are adjourned. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Yeah.
I'm on the third.
Commercial free.